Welcome to Safari Rally Kenya TV. My name is Sean Osimbo. We are all the way on Mombasa Road, and definitely today we are talking to one of the drivers you guys have been requesting for day in, day out. This season has been an amazing season for him, and I know he's looking forward to do all the good things and the best things when it comes to WRC Safari Rally. So today we'll be talking to Karan Patel, a very good friend of mine, and he'll be taking us through how the preparations are going on ahead of the WRC Safari Rally, the 2022 edition. Karibu sana, Karan.
Asante.
Yes, let's just get into it. 7 days to that major event, but for you guys, you know, in the industry, it's like literally it has started. How are the preparations coming along? I know you're chilling next to your car. How are the preparations coming along? Is it ready for the race?
Preparations so far so good. It's almost ready for the race. As you can see, there's a checklist behind you, so we still have a lot to do. A lot, but little. You never know. You know, you run into issues while you're closing up, and so it's never guaranteed that it'll take X amount of time. But of course, we're doing our best, and we started well in advance to prepare the car for the rally. We didn't do Eldoret with it, so we've had a lot of time. We did Eldoret rally with our Evo 10. So yeah, she's getting there.
What's going on in your mind ahead of this event, and how are you just feeling in general?
Yeah, it's a bit of nerves, a lot of expectation from me to perform, given our performance last year. But you know, over time you learn not to let the pressure get to you. So yeah, we'll discuss with the team, especially my dad and the engineers, how we're going to go about this rally, whether it's to push really hard, take a lot of risks, or just and we know the route of head, kind of. You know, we're very experienced. It's home ground, so even a comfortable pace can be very good for us.
And speaking of your dad, I know you have that huge family support when it comes to rallying, and for your fans, why rallying in the first place?
I've always been very keen to, I would say, go fast, be it on a bike, on a go-kart, on a jet ski. It's always been something I enjoy doing. Driving on the road, you know, it's unfortunately you end up making some mistakes, you have accidents, so you learn not to drive fast on the road. But yeah, speed is something just built into me, and you learn over time to harness the control of the car at high speeds. But yeah, why rally? Because it gets my heart beating, it gets the blood going, and at the end of the day, it's something I love doing. And I also know it's something our family has been part of for a while.
Speaking of speed, we've also seen speed, and that is fast speed, when it comes to your career, the achievements, and this season has been quite amazing in the KNRC. Just take us through that, and it has been title after title after title. How are you feeling about that, and just take us through that, how it has been so far?
Yeah, it's been good, especially I think, like I say, I go back to my dad. He's the main sponsor for us, you know, the finance behind all of this, from the Subaru we started with, to the Evo we graduated to, and then to this. So I'm happy as long as my dad's proud of me. There's also the factor of the rest of the team, the family, my mom, my dad, my wife, my brother, our engineers, everyone in the team. It's like, it's satisfying for all of us. So it's always important for me to not just finish anymore. We're not just there to finish. Initially it was just like, let's just go to finish, just finish. All you need to do is finish. And now it's not that anymore. So we've graduated from just finish. And but like I said, the pressure is something I put aside when I'm in the car, when I'm in a competitive environment. And again, the team has done a wonderful job. Preparation of the car is key to any rally driver's success, and the results speak for themselves. And without jinxing it, I hope we just continue winning.
Let's talk about your maiden ARC win, the Equator Rally. How was that moment for you when you realized, oh my goodness, you're in safe, you're going to be, you are fast, and we had CS Ambassador Amina Mohammed there just appreciating all that you had done. Like, what was the motivation behind it, and how did you feel when you realized, oh wow, we have done really pretty good?
Yeah, the motivation is again make my dad proud. Yeah, it's all about him. You know, he's really invested in the sport, invested in us. All of this is, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for rallying and if it wasn't for maybe the performance I've shown him. So he was in tears when he got, he was in and out of tears the whole day. We knew we won, obviously, at the end of the last stage. So Tosif and I, we have a very good relationship in the car. We always shake hands. We congratulate each other. So we have our own little moment in the car, and the moment ends there, basically, where then we drive a long way back to service park. So you've already absorbed the emotions and the feelings. But yeah, as soon as I got back, Dad was in tears. I'm sure my mom was too. You know, everyone's just really, really happy and proud, and it makes it everyone's worthwhile.
Yeah. What are some of the positive you're going to take from ARC heading into the Safari Rally next week?
I don't know how to answer that. It's just a matter of, again, yes, I'm nervous about the event. The pressure's on, but I'm also just going to allow myself to drive my drive, not allow anyone to influence how I take this and tackle. Again, I'll speak to, like I said, we'll speak to the team, my dad. My wife is always there advising me also, so, calming me down. And we just have to take it as it comes. We'll push from the get-go, and give it a good push, not overdo it. Overdoing it in Safari in Kenya doesn't really get you anywhere, and we've learned that over time. So, yeah, still not sure, but I'm sure I'll figure it out sooner or later.
How do you feel when people heap praise on you? Let's talk about the remarks made by a Zambian driver, that is Leroy Gomez. He had all the good things and the best things to say about you. When you heard that, how did you feel about it?
It's a lovely feeling. Obviously, you appreciate what other people say about you. Leroy is a good friend of ours. He's also spoken about sending his son over to me for some training. So he's that sportsmanship. He appreciates, he accepts. We have some that don't. Lots of excuses as to why they lost and this and that, and everyone's different in their character. So I'd like to think of myself as someone who doesn't let praise or these things get to your head. It's nothing is for granted, and praise comes. There's also bad remarks, there's good remarks, and you just have to, as a professional sports person, not allow these things to affect your performance or your mental state.
Let's also talk about, you've just mentioned there how, in future he would send the son to you for training. I saw on your social media you've started something like a training school. Talk to us about that, and is it a serious business? Are you accepting people from next year? Just take us through it.
Yeah, so I think I've been speaking of having a rally school for a long time, and a lot of why I'm trying to be the best driver I can possibly be and be the best in the country or the continent is so that I can have some backing as to why I should be able to teach maybe even your child when you have one, Sean. So it's something I'm very passionate about. I want to teach. I want to bring the competition to me also. It's like when my students, I hope to have taught students who then are racing against me, and maybe we're very, very close fighting, seconds. It'll be an honor for me to have that kind of an experience. So we hopefully will have a pilot class whereby we might not charge them a very high amount and learn also for me, I'll be new to teaching. There's a lot for me to learn and add to a program or a curriculum. So I'm very, very keen to do this. It will be a sort of business for me also. We have worked so hard to get where we are, and there's a lot of knowledge I've learned and I've studied myself, and I've been taught over the years to get to where I am. And I'd love to share it, obviously. There's a lot of people who've already shown interest in the training programs. But people have to understand there's a lot more to it than just getting in a car and driving off. Yeah.
We wish you all the best with that. Let's now go back to the safari and just talk about, there are two new stages which have been introduced, geothermal, Narasha. So let's talk about the whole event. Which is your favorite stage? Which one are you looking for?
I would say my favorite stage would be the power stage. I think it was called Hell's Gate. That was a really nice stage, very fast and flowing, uphill then downhill. I'm a big fan of corners, and there's a lot of those. They're nice, smooth and sweeping corners. Maybe not so much the fesh and the very fine dust in that stage, but again, you can't be picky. It's the safari rally, so there's going to be a lot of that, a lot of rough. But yeah, I would say that's my favorite stage. I wouldn't say really, okay, I've said it's my favorite, but I don't have one that I really prefer. They're all quite familiar to us now. I'm sure, as you know, we've done it many times over the years in national events, in ARC events and in the WRC events, whether it's reverse or forward. As a good driver, you get to learn and you kind of memorize the routes somewhat, if your memory is capable of doing that. So you kind of memorize which corners you can not lift off on and gain a few seconds. At the end of the day, when the competition gets stiffer and stiffer, it's all about the seconds. It's not about the minutes anymore. So yeah, we hope to bring the competition in the Kenya National down to that level where we're fighting for seconds. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting event, a tough event. So like I said, yes, there's some nerves because the car has to really be up to par and ready to tackle that long journey and till the finish. And obviously we're not just cruising through, we're really pushing. But yeah, we will not be taking unnecessary risks because that causes you to have a few impacts here and there, and then you end up breaking the car. So it's just a fine balance of respect to the car and having a good pace.
And also, for the first time, we'll see the hybrid cars take part here. Any plans in the future to have, half hybrid, half gasoline?
I wouldn't know. Not for us. Yeah, it's WRC cars range almost 5 times the price of one of the Fiesta R5. So, and then many manufacturers don't actually sell those cars. Money cannot buy those cars unless, I don't know what the conditions are. There are a few privateers who get to drive them. I don't know what the terms and conditions are behind that. But no, I don't see us getting into a WRC1 car unless we really continue to prove ourselves. And we'll see, maybe if we get the opportunity, take part in some European rallies. And I would like to think I'm still young in the sport and with some space to grow and prove myself internationally. And that's how you get a chance. But if you continue rallying here, the only time you get international recognition is during the safari. And so, yeah, we have to see whether the opportunity arises, and then we go and do some European rounds or some other WRC rounds. Let's see if sponsors come aboard. We're starting to see a lot of corporate interest. And I think so long as we stay at the top and be a very good team to work with for corporates, then the opportunity should be good for us.
Let's talk about your partnership with Tausif. You're one of the few Kenyan drivers who've actually managed to maintain a good relationship with your navigator, race in, race out, still the same navigator. Talk to us about that partnership and the most exciting moment when you're chilling and seated with Tausif in the car and everything, and your plans with him for the safari.
Yeah, as in you see, with in our early days, we were driving a Subaru, we were laughing around, and we've always had a good relationship. I think it's a lot to do with how you handle situations when things go wrong. Do you blame your co-driver? You find a lot of drivers do that. The co-driver takes the blame, and I think he appreciates that. That's not the case with us. It's always we blame ourselves both equally, if anything, and even if it is his fault, it's never going to come out of the car. If it's my fault, it's just we know we messed up and we have to fix it. And the good thing is that touch wood, we make mistakes, but we learn from the mistakes. For me and my incidents and accidents, it's always something new. There's a new reason why. Why did we crash? I analyze, I evaluate, and try not to have that happen again. So, like they say, rally drivers become better over time. The more time you spend behind the seat, the more things you have, you learn, the more incidents you might come across, or the more just challenges you come across. So the more time we spend in the seat together, we actually get a bit more closer and closer together. But as I said, initially it was all laughs and jokes. We used to have a lot of fun in the car, and then you find our performance is improving. And when we're in this car, we're very serious. We do relax on transport, but we know we have to be very focused. I have sat with some other co-drivers, and I find Tosif is just, there's no one I'd rather be with in the car than him. And hopefully it continues that way till we get in a WRC1 car. So, let's see. But very good relationship for us. A very serious man, and a good co-driver, more experienced than me. He's been in a rally car longer than me, so he also knows. He taught me a lot, to be honest, in our initial days of driving, especially when we lose control of the car. He's screaming to me some certain things to help me get the car back when I was very fresh. So, yeah, it's just been a very, very good partnership.
Before we go to the fans' questions, let's just wrap up with the exciting moment about the international drivers also coming here. And I know Lob, confirming was quite a big deal because he wasn't here last year, and people are looking forward to, other drivers are also looking forward to just interact with him. What are you looking forward to when it comes to the international drivers coming on Kenyans?
I would say just beating them.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We finished top 8. We finished 8th overall, last WRC.
Yeah.
And if we can better that, I'm sure everyone will be happy. But I'm sure that, we did finish top 8, but you have to admit that a lot of the WRC1 cars fell out of the competition, if it's due to their own mechanical failures or mistakes. And, it's part of rallying. Hopefully it doesn't happen to us, but if we can top that finish better, good for us. And if we can finish in the top 10, that will also be quite impressive. Yeah.
Okay, let's now go to the fun questions. What's the most difficult thing about being a rally driver?
I would say keeping fit. If you want to be the best, dedication to your fitness is very important. Everyone can be a good driver, but if you're not fit, your performance levels won't last very long, so you end up slowing down and then being beaten by those that can endure longer than yourself.
What are some of the cars you own now? People want to know.
Just 4x4s. I would say Mitsubishi Pajero and a Land Cruiser, and actually this car is in my brother's name, so that's his car. Two cars that I own. A Mitsubishi Pajero and a Land Cruiser 100 series.
All right. Just speaking about your brother, before we continue the fun questions, I see he's also now into the game, and he has also quite had some good moments this season. Just quickly talk to us about, did he come to you for advice and everything?
Not yet, but he's learning slowly. He allows me to criticize his driving and listens to me as I guide him to how to deal with the car. It'll be his first rally in the Evo 10. If many of you don't know, that's my KNRC car from now on, so I've kind of loaned it to him for the WRC. And hopefully he makes us proud in this car, and then he's back to his GC8 for a while in the KNRC while I finish collecting my points for KNRC in the Evo 10.
If you are not a rally driver, what would you be doing?
I would be, I have a business. We inspect planes for cracks, and before that I was an aircraft engineer. I still am. I am a licensed engineer, so I love mechanics. It's a passion of mine, so I'd probably be working on planes if I wasn't a rally driver. Yeah.
Another fun question is, if you'll become another rally driver for a day, who would you be?
I would like to be Sebastian Loeb, only because he's I wish to be his age one day and still be able to set faster stage times at the pinnacle of the sport.
What's your favorite food? They love asking this question.
Favorite food? I don't know if you guys know of Maru Bajia, but if you go to Slush opposite Alchemist and order a plate of Maru Bajia, then that's my favorite food.
Wonderful. What is the kind of music you listen to before a race?
Don't really listen to music before a race. I used to, and I had a big crash after I listened to a lot of music before a race, so I stopped doing that. But yeah, whatever works for you.
How do you juggle the last one? How do you juggle between your day job and rallying, especially like right now when you're preparing for this big event?
Well, yeah, as we've grown, as you can see, we have a whole team of people. It's like it's a company on its own, kind of, making sure the car's up to par and prepared accordingly. So for us, for my dad and myself, actually my dad, I'd give him a lot of, how do you say, he's the main guy behind, ordering parts, sending things over to the workshop. Slowly I'm trying to help him and reduce his workload on that side. So we juggle, we manage to juggle. Obviously my dad and I, we work, my company and his are in the same building, so we're very close to one another. And yeah, it's just a matter of, you mix work and play, but obviously work should not suffer. That's the main thing.
Right. And the last question from me. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Fast. Focused. And approachable. Approachable.
Fast, focused, and approachable. Thank you so much for doing this with us, Karan Patel. We wish you all the best in the WRC Safari Rally next week.
Asante sana, and I'd like to give a small shout out to my fans and the family, my wife Ruhi, and also to Firali. They're trying to get their own foot into the door in the rally scene and providing rally driver merchandise like what I'm wearing today. So hats off to them, and I'm sure they'll be having their website running shortly for you guys to all buy your merchandise there.
All right, awesome. So Karan Patel merchandise, racing merchandise going on sale in a few. That would be amazing for your fans. Thank you so much for doing this with us. We wish you all the best. All right. We were talking to Karan Patel from the Karan Patel racing team. He'll be taking part in the WRC2 category in the WRC Safari Rally. That is from the 23rd of June all the way to the 26th. Just 7 days to that big event. I hope you who are watching are excited as I am. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.